everybody and welcome to another episode of Strictly Come Dancing Chat and Dance. With me, my name's Lou, and this is the gorgeous
Jo.
And together we are Savoy Entertainment. We are dance teachers and we also organise dance events around Sussex and the Lewes area. So we've also got a fabulous
Darling.
Facebook group of the same name, Strictly Come Dancing, Chat and Dance. Come and join us and you will see videos of us and we're gonna, along the way, we'll teach you to dance and literally chatting about all things Strictly. It's a lovely, warm, inclusive group, so please come along and join us in the chat. So, Jo, what a week on Strictly!
What a week.
It just keeps on giving this week. It started
Very
off
eventful before we even started.
It started off with the poor old Nicola and Katia. What happened?
Less of the old, but Katia being diagnosed as having COVID, just immediately they're out of the show. And there's been so much talk on social media about how unfair it is, how they want Nicola to be back in the show, can't she just join in again at a later stage? And just to sort of recap, the rules are really strict. Isolation is 2 weeks. If you are 2 weeks out of the show, you're out. You get 1 week forgiveness with Strictly, that if you can't possibly come for whatever reason, an injury or whatever, you get a 1 week bye. 2 week isolation means they're automatically out. Any weeks that they do at all, they can't re-enter. So Nicola's, unfortunately, her Strictly Come Dancing career has ended.
That's it, before it even really started. And then, of course, poor Motzi, she had to go to Germany because her dance studio was broken into. So she had no choice. She had to go and sort that out. So, of course, we were missing a judge for this week. And then it just Strictly just gave us a little bit extra and they had appointed the wonderful Anton de Beck. What did you think of Anton as a judge, Jo?
Prior to watching the show, I was really reluctant. I wasn't comfortable with peer judging peer. I felt that he'd been dancing in that particular series. It wasn't even as if it was an old series that he'd been in. He was still competing, and then was going to be judging against his peers. So there is still an element of that for me.
Bit unfair, we thought.
However, I did feel that he gave some really good comments. He was very Antonish at times, which was a little bit irritating.
Wasn't too bad. I thought he was going to be a lot worse and it was going to be me, but he didn't. He wasn't.
No. So, I mean, let's see. He's got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks trial. I mean, the whole reason is he's in the bubble, isn't he? They can't bring somebody else in, so it would have gone down to 2 judges.
Yeah.
So it made sense.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed him being there.
Yeah, I did not enjoy it. I just feel like peer-on-peer judgmentship is really difficult thing to manage.
Yeah, that was difficult. But as someone for maybe another series, I think he wouldn't be too bad. I like him not just because of Anton. I'm not a massive Anton fan, but he is an expert in ballroom and Latin dancing.
He's not the king of ballroom, though.
No, he's not the king of ballroom.
Not for us.
Not really. Not when you see other competitors. But, you know, that was a thumbs up from me. It was a thumbs up for Anton. We'll see in time. Anyway, let's
crack on.
Let's get to our dancers. So we can start at the bottom of the leaderboard. And this week was JJ and Amy with their jive. What did you think?
Well, that was, I think, given his limitations, Latin isn't for him, is it really? He's a ballroom boy. He definitely favours the ballroom, so the jive was always going to come across. He was just too upright. He's a soldier, isn't he? And mixing a soldier in the routine, he's got that all upright. I have to be dead upright because that's what a soldier does.
Don't need that in the jive.
And then not then over his front foot to get the jive action in. So that element for me was missing.
What about the uniform? Do you think that?
Well, he was playing on the heartstrings, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That and using Harry.
The poor man has been blown up.
Yes, okay, and I get that, and you always get the sob stories and that gets them through for another week. So if they thought they were going to be a bit weak in something, they use a sob story to try and help them get through. And yeah,
I mean, really, he should have been
technically bottom of the leaderboard for a reason.
Yeah, because he was the worst dancer, not the worst, the poorest dancer. He had the poorest technique, and really he should have been in the bottom two and really should have gone home. But because of who he is, the public liked him and they've kept him in. So moving on, we had Ranveer with her cha-cha-cha. What do you think?
Not for me this week. I like her.
Because?
She really worked on her hip action, really good. She didn't feel comfortable. You could see she was portraying something. She's not a natural actor, she's a presenter. And for me, it wasn't anything for me.
There was a lot of hips. Giovanni had really worked on her hips, but only in that circular motion. There was none of the cha-cha-cha style in there at all. It's a very, very difficult dance, and it takes years to get that right. And because she was self-conscious, it was a little bit awkward to watch, so you could see that she was uncomfortable. So definitely not her best. From the top of the leaderboard to second from bottom, that's a real shame. But you know, it just wasn't her dance this week. So moving on to poor old Max, who got eliminated this week.
He did.
With his American Smooth Foxtrot.
He did. Bless him. But actually, there was some quite good quality in it.
It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. I didn't necessarily feel that he technically deserved to go home.
No, he didn't deserve to go home this week.
But, you know,
not for me.
Up against Maisie, I can see why potentially he went home for it. But I thought actually he's quite good. You know, his frame was good.
Good frame.
I liked his, you know, certainly the second time round when he was in the dance off, he'd really worked hard, and both arms were up and in place.
Yeah, his top line.
So I did enjoy it.
Top line was very good. Anton pointed that out, and he was.
With his left arm.
He loved his left arm. Said it was the best left arm, left arm a celebrity had had. So that was encouraging. And I must say, they definitely get first prize for the costumes this week. They were beautiful.
Diane's dress was beautiful.
That green was lovely. And I loved the combination of Max's green shirt with the black. That was quite unusual. A bit tango-ish, a bit Argentine tango, but it worked for the smooth. Anyway, so then on to Caroline with her waltz.
Well, you see, Caroline for me was in the bottom two.
Yeah.
I had Caroline and Max in the bottom two this week. It wasn't... this is the second time I'm saying it, if not the third or fourth time I'm saying it. Where's the performance? She's an actor, and she did have some quite good footwork, but there was nothing to it. It was just flat.
It's just prim and proper, isn't it? I know
Maybe
it's a
that's
waltz.
a good description. Maybe,
I know it's a waltz, but she just dancing. Her dance style is the same no matter what dance she seems to be doing.
Yeah, that's true. Johannes, I mean, to be fair...
I don't know what he's doing.
No, I don't actually, because even the quality of his footwork wasn't...
It wasn't up to par.
No.
No, he missed quite a few heel leads.
Yeah, I was like, So all in all, just together as a partnership, it wasn't...
Yeah, I'm losing faith in Caroline. When she first started, she was great, but she's just, for me, she's not as good as she was on her very first dance.
Week one, up there, and she hasn't been able to sustain that with the following dances.